Hello everyone, welcome to our anime. We're diving deep into King Seven Swords, one of the most powerful immortal kings in the human race and a character whose relationship with Luo Feng is absolutely fascinating. More importantly, we're going to talk about that moment at the Sealed Star battle where he completely ignored Long and why that actually makes perfect sense when you understand his story. Remember, this is based on the novel, so some details might differ from the Donghua version. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Alright, let's dive into the story and see what happens. Let's start with who King Seven Swords actually is. This guy is dressed in ancient purple armor with special black gloves, carries 7 different swords on his back, and has a mark of 7 swords on his forehead. The energy he gives off is absolutely incredible. We're talking about someone who's close to invincible immortal king level, which is basically the peak of what an immortal can achieve. Here's the important part about his background. King Seven Swords rose up from the huge axe dojo, and was the #1 genius of his entire generation. Now, his talent and improvement speed weren't quite at the level of monsters like Katie or Long, but he was still higher than even someone like Bolin. That's saying something, because Bolin was considered incredibly talented in his own right. After King Seven Swords broke through to the immortal level, one of the universe masters from the huge X dojo took him in as a personal disciple. Within just a few eras, which is an extremely short time in the cultivation world, he reached close to invincible immortal king level. That kind of growth is genuinely impressive, and shows why he was considered so valuable to the human race. Now, let's talk about what makes him special beyond just raw power. King Seven Swords obtained something called the Seven Sword Inheritance. And this inheritance is what really helped increase his status within the human race. It's tied to his weapon set. Those 7 different swords he carries aren't just for show. They're a top-heavy treasure set, which is an incredibly rare and powerful type of equipment. He also followed the path of the Beast God, which is one of the most important cultivation paths in Swallowed Star. This path is based on understanding the fusion of different laws through studying the Beast God. King Seven Swords was one of the heirs on Bohinia Island, which is where cultivators go to train in the Beast God way. He even managed to obtain a treasure from the Land of Treasures, which is no small feat. Here's something interesting about his abilities. While King Seven Swords was considered mediocre within the battles in the World of Glory, his combination of 7 sword inheritance, Beast God inheritance, his treasures, and most importantly, his ability to survive made him absolutely intimidating in the real world. The World of Glory is a virtual training ground where technique and comprehension matter more than equipment. But in real battles, that's where King Seven Swords really shined, because he had everything. Technique, treasures, and the experience to use them effectively. Okay, so now we get to the Sealed Star incident that everyone asks about. During the fight for the Sealed Star in the extraterritorial battlefield, King Seven Swords was facing an absolutely massive assault. King Lifefall, one of the 9 terrifying beings in the 7th battlefield, led more than 100 automaton race warriors with their decomposition towers to attack King Seven Swords. This was a coordinated assault designed to kill him. Remember, King Seven Swords was the automaton race's #3 assassination target among human geniuses. The reason for this massive attack, the Sealed Star itself. These are incredibly valuable treasures that break off from Star Tower. And when one appears, it sparks tremendous battles between immortal kings. Everyone wants either to obtain the Sealed Star, or take advantage of the chaos to acquire other treasures from those who die in the fighting. So, picture the scene. King Seven Swords is facing over 100 automaton race immortals, all channeling their decomposition tower energy into King Lifefall's massive 20m tall tower, creating this devastating focused attack. He's fighting for his life against one of the most powerful enemies on the battlefield, while also trying to secure an incredibly valuable treasure. In that moment, he easily defended himself from the attack, showing just how powerful he really was. And that's when Luo Feng was there. But King Seven Swords barely noticed him due to his importance and the value of the sealed star. Luo Feng was so insignificant in that moment that he didn't register as important. Now, some people see this and think King Seven Swords was arrogant or disrespectful. But here's why that's not really fair. At that time, what was Luang? He was just a world lord, which is nowhere near a mortal level. From King Seven Swords' perspective, his fighting for his life against over 100 immortals, including a terrifying invincible immortal king, competing for an incredibly valuable sealed star. And somewhere in the background is this world lord who hasn't even reached immortal yet. It's not that King Seven Swords looked down on Luo Feng specifically. He literally couldn't afford to pay attention to anyone who wasn't an immediate threat in that situation. When you're in a battle where a single mistake could mean death and you're facing enemies who can actually kill you, you don't have the luxury of noticing every person on the battlefield. That's just tactical awareness and survival instinct. Later, when Skywolf Master revealed that Luo Feng was actually King Blade River, a title that carried significant weight, and showed Luo Feng's actual accomplishments, King Seven Swords' attitude completely changed. He became interested in Long as a rival of sorts. He even personally came to meet Long when Luo Feng accepted his 620,000 battles in the world of glory. That shows King Seven Swords wasn't dismissive out of arrogance. He simply needed to actually know who Luo Feng was and what he was capable of. In fact, King Seven Swords later showed respect to Luo Feng by arriving when Luo Feng's body was killed by venerable mud swallowing. He realized Luo was the victim by noticing the remaining shoe wings. That's not the action of someone who's dismissive. That's someone who pays attention and shows up when it matters. The real story here is about perspective and circumstances. King Seven Swords wasn't wrong to focus on his immediate threats during the Sealed Star battle. He was making the smart tactical choice. And once he understood who Long really was and what he was capable of, he gave him the attention and respect he deserved. What makes King Seven Swords interesting as a character is that he represents what normal genius looks like in Swallowed Star. He's not a freak of nature like Luo Feng, who rises at an unprecedented pace. He's the #1 genius who worked hard, got an amazing master, obtained incredible inheritances and treasures, and reached close to the peak of what an immortal can achieve. That's still incredibly impressive. It's just that Luo Feng is operating on a completely different level of talent and opportunity. So that's the full story of King Seven Swords, and why he ignored Luo Feng during the Sealed Star battle. The context completely changes how we should view that moment. Here's what I'm curious about. Do you think King Seven Swords handled the situation correctly by focusing on his immediate threats? Or should he have paid more attention to everyone on the battlefield? Let me know in the comments if this breakdown helped you understand King Seven Swords' character and motivations better. Hit that like button and subscribe to Anime Verse Hubs for more in-depth donghua analysis. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode breakdown. This video will end here.